What do we have here? I know that Maya, she runs a 501c3 animal sanctuary. That's nice. I think that's cool. And she makes, like, content about it. I think that's cool. What's up? What we got
Here's
here?
the deal, guys. The Endangered Species Act is the most efficient law that we have in protecting endangered species right now.
Oh, okay. She's talking about EPA regulations here, right? We broadly speaking, we understand that Trump has put in fucking fossil fuel cronies into the EPA to, well, undermine it, broadly speaking, right? And yeah, it makes sense that Maya is probably very concerned about that in particular, given the fact that she runs a fucking animal sanctuary. Crazy.
All right. It means that we cannot kill them. It means we can't import export them. It means that we have to protect their habitat. It means we have to have recovery plans. It means generally it means that we can't harm them,
True.
right?
People are saying this.
Right now, National Marine Fisheries Service and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service
Mm-hmm.
announced a proposed rule to rescind the regulatory definition of harm under the Endangered Species Act and proposes the definition of take instead. Let me
Take instead of harm. Okay. So instead of the term harm being used, so taking their habitat, taking imports and exports, taking, okay. That is like, because the problem with that is like, that is very fucking broad. With harm, it's pretty fucking obvious. What can be meant by harm? Well, say dumping of toxic waste chemicals, right? That harms a habitat. But does that take away a habitat, for example? No, that would not take away a habitat. The habitat would still exist under the fucking EPA. It's not being taken away from those animals, but it's definitely being harmed and causes consequences.
I'm gonna save you
So
the
that's like
mumbo
an
jumbo. I'm just
example.
gonna translate it. They want to replace harm with take. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because harm includes significantly changing, disrupting, or degrading habitat.
Yes, it's about pollution. That's why they basically want companies to be able to pollute like rivers and streams and shit like that. That's what this means.
Because that would harm species, right? Because they need a place to live. Take
Right.
just means that they can no longer take them, or that they won't take them, right, from their habitats.
Exactly. Yeah.
Removing the definition of harm removes all the habitat protections that comes with it. Why do they want to do this? Because it makes logging, drilling, mining, etc. possible.
Yeah, exactly. Because now you're not taking the animals out of their habitat, you're just taking their habitat away from them. So remove, because that is some fucking sneaky shit, to be honest, right? Like, because you're not harming the species directly by taking their habitat away, which is a really stupid fucking argument, obviously, because those, like, animals, insects, whatever, what have you, animals that exist within their habitats, they're obviously being harmed, but they, like, Trump has said this before, he wants to start, like, logging, mining, and drilling in, well, a lot of, like, national parks and stuff, because he wants to, like, I want to drill, baby, drill, and not import any lumber from Canada, because I want to bring everything back to America, right? So he's trying to basically, like, push forward deregulation of the fucking the wildlife and fishing reserves, the different parts of the EPA, to make it such that it opens up to, like, logging and, mining and shit like that, because they're not taking the species out of their habitat. They're allowed to stay in those habitats. And oh, guess what? Because of all of our actions, all the species decided to leave. Oh, well, I guess we could just take more now and just keep taking stuff. And it's just like, yeah, that's like the meme, right? They're seeking to basically destroy a bunch of, like, wildlife to, for exploitative purposes. It makes sense. Understandable.
And that's going to hurt endangered
That they're
species,
doing
and it's
that.
going to drive species to extinction. We have 30 days to submit our public comment about how we feel about this. alveus.gg/go/ESA.
True.
alveus.gg/go/ESA. We have 30 days.
Any commenters?
Actually, more specifically, we have until May 19th. Links in the replies on Twitter, links in my bio on Instagram. I have a lot of thoughts.
Cool.
I hope you also have.
Yeah, she's probably not happy about this. Yeah, it's the consequences of capitalism and the fucking environment being like laid out bare. It's fairly obvious what's going on here. Like,
Share. Thank you for listening.
yeah, there's really not much else to say about here. Like, we're gonna bring back logging in America, even though there's like no places for them to log at all. Like, but Trump's a fucking idiot, so he's more willing to just like harm people, and like, well, not harm. No, well, I mean, this is also gonna harm people, obviously, but it's more like harm different species and animals because, guys, there's profit to be made. The gods of greed and capital and profit, they call to us.